Hey guys, let's try this again, huh? Sorry about that, but you know me, when the phone rings, I answer. Ooh, getting your results. Ooh, maybe you shouldn't be on the phone. Are you in the waiting room? It'll be okay. You'll get good results. Hey, Susie. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Sandy. Shenanigan is at the doctor's office getting her results. So what I started off the other live chat with was saying, I saw a couple, not the whole videos at all, just a couple snippets. And I think it's interesting that there are so many videos out there saying, stop talking about the case, stop making money off the case, stop, stop, stop. You know, if you don't have the right opinion anyway about anything about the case. And just the little snippets, it's like so interesting how many commercials are popping up on channels that are talking about the case, making money off the case, monetized on the case by saying, don't talk about the case. Hi, DG. We'll be here, Susie, unless my phone rings. So it's just irritating, I think. The hypocrisy, the hypocrisy of it all. And then I got an email from someone that just kind of irked me. I'll tell you that. I'm not going to say who sent the email, and I'm not going to say who their target is, but there's a pack of, drama queens or whatever, hired, recruited, whatever they are, I don't know, who are going after another one of their pack. And they had the freaking gall to send me an email asking me if I had anything really dirty on this person that they're going after. And it made me angry. It made me angry. I think all the grown-ups in the room should say, stop it, to all the BS. And the person who sent the email evidently thinks that I'm not aware of all the crap that she's pulled. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. This is part of what the scumbags do. There's one who's famous for it and who sits up there and admits it, what she pulls, what kind of crap she pulls. They try to get everyone else doing nasty stuff. They try to get other people to do nasty crap with them and for them. And then they turn on them, right? That person emailing me couldn't care less about attacking the person that she's talking about attacking, right? But how disgusting. How absolutely disgusting that she thinks I'm going to be typing away, right? And then that way she'll have Miss Mensa saying something bad about someone, We're not stupid. We really aren't. And we're not as naive as you might think. They're evidently unemployable. That's all I can say. They're unemployable. Good point, Sharon. Don't these people have lives and jobs? Exactly. Exactly. And in the meantime, you know how we've been talking lately, how we're the only channel that talks about Bella and Cece? Have you seen all the new videos all of a sudden? Woo! They're posting one video after another with Bella and Cece's photos. It's like, really? Oh my goodness. They should just email me. I'll give them some helpful hints on how to act like they really are talking about the case, right? But then when I saw a couple of those videos monetized, commercial after commercial, while they're going, stop it. It's like, really? How about you demonetize and then start talking about what people are doing? And I'm not even monetized, and I'm still like, come on. This is ridiculous. Actions speak louder than words, that's for sure. But I'm glad to see, even though it took us talking about it before they ever did it after almost 3 years, I'm glad to see that they're starting to use photos of Bella and Cece too. Now, if only they could learn how to spell. Oh, and one of those videos too, it was really interesting. There are a few phrases that are used. I won't say what they are because then they'll know that we know. But they use the same few phrases, and I'm talking for almost 3 years, and the same misspelled words. And in one of those videos, sure enough, they use that phrase. It's like, oh, really? Is that why you're looking off to the side of your computer screen because you're reading something there, honey babe? I especially love it when they can't pronounce the words that they're using. People don't use words that they don't know unless they're trying to read them. That's how that works. So when you hear them mispronouncing stuff, that's because they're reading their poorly written scripts. It's all just so ridiculous, all of it. Ooh, DG's watching the Betty Broderick story. Which one are you watching, DG? Is it the scorned woman one or is it a different one? Because anything I've seen about that case so far that has been made into any movie, they always make it out like she's some kind of a psycho who couldn't handle her husband moving on. Yeah, right. If only he would have moved on. What she couldn't handle was that he wouldn't move on. And then someone commented too. It was like kind of a trifecta this morning of what? Somebody commented. Let's see if I can find it. A short little stupid comment, but it was like I looked at it and I just thought, are you kidding me? I say, are you kidding me a lot? Oh, okay. She posted, let me check and see how new this profile is. Just my hunch, it's probably a brand new profile. I'll be surprised if it isn't. Oh, it's taking a long time to show it because I'm on StreamYard. Let's see here. December 2nd, 2020. Yeah, there's a long time. Oops, where are you guys? I lost you. I lost you guys. Where are you? Okay, I lost you guys. There you are. I found you. Now, let me see if I can find that comment. Oh, not there. There. Okay, here we go. It's a short little nothing comment. But it says, Betty Broderick is a hero. Don't compare her with baby killers. It's like, what? Really? They just can't get it right. All right. Susie. Wait, let me see here. Oh, I didn't get it then. Okay, when I saw your thing, I thought it was something about the book. Never mind. Hi, busy mom. Really? I don't know. Have I seen that one? I'm not sure. But I mean, to come on the channel and to say, don't compare Betty Broderick with baby killers, like, what? Have I ever? No, I haven't. But how is it people go to a channel and go, brah, 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 brah? I don't get that. I don't think people know how to discuss true crime cases. Not anymore. They did up until a few years ago. Well, people on YouTube. I think on YouTube it's just people wanting to just make money off of their YouTube channels. They really should learn about the cases they're talking about, because otherwise they're just way too obvious. Hey, Ray is here. Are we going to be invited to the delivery or no? I'm joking. But we'll definitely want to hear all about it. Susie says, don't get me started, with a mad face. Ray says, YouTube has gone mad. I think so. I think so. And I think it's possible that it always has been, but we just didn't know it until they targeted us. Is it only America that has push presence? What does push presence mean? Exactly. They're not listening at all. They're just doing whatever their scripts tell them to do, or they're copying others. And if you guys haven't been watching for the last 3 years, they're doing the same old thing that they've been doing right from the start. It's all the same old stuff. Push present, a woman gets a present after having a baby. I've never heard it called a push present before. Yeah, you bring gifts, little, like receiving blankets and little crib blankets and little frames for their footprints and stuff like that. baby books. Yeah, I've never heard it called a push present before. It's called a baby gift. And we have baby showers too. All right, Paul's here. Paul says, my script says, good day, Miss Mensa, and Bob's, B-O-B, LOL, lots of love. Oh, okay. Susie says, the husband or partner giving a present. LOL, lots of love. I've seen it on The Housewives. Yes, of course the husbands give a present. Of course. Beyond the flowers. I'm not talking just flowers, but definitely a present. It's usually something like not that huge, and it's something kind of cute, you know? Push present? That's interesting. I never heard that before. Ooh, shenanigan maker got a ring. Ray says, I don't comment on other channels. Yeah, the gift of sleep is always good, isn't it? I remember when I had my youngest, the hospital was doing renovations and you could hear the construction going on. And I remember thinking, like, I'd really like to get some sleep right now. I wonder if I get a discount. Susie, if you don't have such things in the UK, you need to think about like relocating. That's probably why Meghan Markle wanted to go back to the US. When I had my oldest, my mom said to me, back in that time frame, back in the day, before the birthing rooms and stuff, we got to stay in the hospital like 2.5, 3 days for sure. And that was for like everything went fine, you know? Nowadays they try to say, I think it was even longer than that. And back then they used to have mothers resting, not like, you know, doing laps around the hospital. I remember my mother saying to me, get a good night's sleep. It'll be the last sleep you get for 18 years. No, Sharon, you guys are going to get her back, I think. I think that when the Queen and Charles and William have their little summit, I think they're going to figure out a way to help Harry. Well, I take that back. You probably won't get her back, but I think you're going to get Harry back. I really do. I think the Queen and Charles and William are going to give him an ultimatum. I'm not one to like, I don't know, to doubt someone like that, but I don't know why she would have gone to HR when she could have gone to her mother, right? Or to her husband. Simple Complication says, why is Shenanigan Maker in here? Does she not remember all she ran and said about you, Miss Mensa? Or is that forgiven? Not forgiven and not forgotten, hun. Paul says that Rocket Science channel is the best for insomnia, although he did an interesting video on the vision board. I saw the vision board one. Debt free by 2019. What was that called? The delusional thinking or something? Or the fancy, how did you say it? I can't remember. I saw part of that. I saw part of it, Paul. And I thought it was really interesting that they showed Shannon awarding her friend, oh, she got the bonus, the 12K bonus. Really? And she said she quit her job of 14 years? Really? Because it seems like those stories keep changing. Oh, Shenanigan Maker's answering. Excuse me, I ran to who? I didn't talk shit about Mensa. Magical thinking, that's what it was, Paul. Oh my goodness, Mrs. J-Dub just bought drastic measures. Good. We want to know your opinion, love. Hi, Pink Ladybug. We're just gabbing. Nothing special. You guys definitely email me and tell me what you think. And if you find any typos or any grammatical errors or any run-on sentences or anything at all that you think, oh, this is really poorly written, then definitely email me and tell me what I need to do better. Simple Complication says, to MJ and you were even in a live speaking of it. You have forgotten already, dear? MJ is the person who that person emailed about, wanting to know if I had any kind of dirt on MJ and stuff. And and it was presented to like, oh, it's getting so nasty, right? After all the nasty, like, oh, like, come on. I was so offended. And that was my response to the email. I can't remember what I put, but I said something like, it's offensive that you ask or something like that. I don't want to be a total whiner, but I'll go ahead and read it. I hate to even ask this, and if you do not want to have anything to do with it, I completely understand. Do you have any info on, and then she put MJ's name, that hasn't already been exposed? She has caused so much drama in the past 2 weeks, and it's getting worse. She has hurt Amanda and several others. Just looking for any info that would help explain why she is doing this. Again, I completely understand if you don't want to be involved. She's just hurting so many people, and I don't know what her purpose is. And I replied, that you would ask is offensive. And that's all I said. And I am just like disgusted by it. Yes, I did reply, Sharon. I said that you would ask is offensive. And then to act like, oh, she's hurting so many people in the last 2 weeks. Really? What about a few months ago? When all of you ran and circled around and laughed all the way to the bank with your monetized channels. What about a few months ago? Oh, I guess it's getting bad in the last couple weeks. Well, Sharon, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to spend any of our lives going tat, 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 but it is just so deeply disturbing to have so many of them, I guess, doing what they do for sport and then thinking that we're that thick, but to say, oh, in the last 2 weeks, she's been hurting so many people. Aw, really? I guess it was okay when she was trying to hurt MM. I guess it was okay when they all joined in to help her hurt MM, right? Oh, simple complication is talking to someone and I don't know who. If she's talking to me, she's going to get an earful. Simple complication says, please don't lie. It is offensive. Don't sit on your high horse speaking of others when you were doing the same. You talking to me, simple complication? I hope not. Simple complication said, not you, Mensa. Good. We don't know who Simple Complication's talking to, but she's pissed. Sharon says, who is Simple? Mrs. J-Dub says, who? Paul says, I thought it was Michael Jackson. Sharon says, ah. Interrupter, very observant. I'll call my next book In My Opinion. You're going to laugh when you see the last page. That's cute. Nice, Interrupter. Thank you. I said it before, it's like having a baby. When it was done, I was like, ah. The last couple of weeks, too, it was like I kept saying, I'm going to get it up in the next day or two, right? And then I'd read through it a little bit and go, well, I should move that sentence over here. It's really hard to just let go of it and to say, okay, it's done, finished, finito. It's so difficult to do that because it isn't procrastination at all. It's that you want to make sure it's exactly what you're saying, and that it doesn't sound flubbubby. All right, Mrs. J-Dub's getting hers on Monday. Whew, cool. I do use some of my same old phrases that I use all the time. Like, is it reasonable to believe that it's possible that Christopher Watts may have been telling the truth when he said that he did not murder his children? Or the one where I say, so that we can promote awareness in order to help others, other children in the future, in the event it appears their parents are co-captaining the family ship directly into the eye of the storm, of the perfect storm. Busy Mom says, I think HB was the one who brought all the drama. I don't. I think HB was the one who saw through it all because the drama pack was already formed and pulling their shit. The drama pack was already formed and pulling their crap. And one of the core people has been involved directly with the main attackers right from the start. More than one of them, but one of them for sure. HB's the one who got up on the panel and said, "What are you doing?" Remember that? I think they were definitely afraid of HB. Ray says, "I need the MM audiobook." Paul says, "MM, if you can put a link to Kindle." Let me see here. That's a good idea. I need to think like you. Let's see here. So, oops. So I'll go to Amazon and then click on Amazon. There it is. Click on it. Okay, is this Kindle? Yes, Kindle edition. Copy. Okay, where are you guys now? There you are. Okay, here it goes. I think this is right. It looks like a really long link. So that's weird. There's my email, Mrs. J-Dub. Did you see it? Tell me when you see it. Shenanigan Maker says, "I only went to the other channel because Mensa told us to support them." Oh, bullshit. Cut the crap, Shenanigan Maker. I very quickly didn't go back. I very quickly blocked all involved. Oh, good Lord. Shenanigan Maker, you know what? I think you might want to either just let it go or you might want to leave. I don't want to be rude, but we're not stupid, okay? Here's Paula. Ray says no news on the 35C, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, pretty much it was all just part of the bullshit. And many of us knew that from day one. The whole idea that any of those people even have a channel is offensive. But let me say something. The fact that their channels have not been attacked, and I'm not saying that anyone should be attacking their channel at all, but the fact that their channels have not been, mass reported, right? That should tell you something. Kind of like, catch a clue. It's all a farce. The actual channels that actually do the discussions, the actual channels, I think, with people who are actually aware of even the details of the case are so few. All right, DG. Remember, I want to hear your opinion, the good and the bad, because if you don't tell me the bad, then I can't improve it all. It's really unfortunate, too, because I think that Christopher Watt's parents really flubbed up, and I think his sister is flubbing up by being in any kind of contact with any of those people. I think it's very strange. Oh, good, Sharon. Good. Sharon loves the book so far, and she's glad she got it. Sharon, did you get an actual hard copy? Or the Kindle? Wait, you're the one who got the hard copy, right? Or no? Susie, you got the hard copy, right? Sharon, you got the hard copy, right? Not yet, but I'm getting it. I got a Kindle the minute I told me it was available. Mrs. J. Dub ordered the hard copy. Okay. Okay, Susie. So, Susie, you knew what I was about to say, right? Okay, Sharon got the Kindle. All right. Mrs. J. Dub, when did you order yours? Like in the last day or today or when? Sharon, I'm sorry. Good, Kimberly. I hope your mom likes to share. Well, I did something. Ray's going to take a nap. Good, good, good. Keep those feet up. Elevate your feet. I was going to tell you guys that I don't know which day it was, but like a day or two after, somebody posted a comment saying, "Oh, that post was fake." And I'm thinking, no, it's not, right? And then when I was driving, I was like, you know what? Those scumbags have posted so much fake crap that I was like, wait a minute here. But then I thought, no, because the date, right? Because it was March 2nd of 2017, right? So I'm like, no way. I don't believe it was fake. I believe it was her. And I believe she probably had a bunch of profiles going because we're told over and over again that she spent all the time on Facebook, right? I believe it was her. But I thought, I'm going to go ahead and add a paragraph to the book to acknowledge how Facebook, by the nature of Facebook and by the nature of, I don't know what I wrote in the paragraph, but I wrote something along the lines of course, it's impossible to verify. But in my opinion, based on the details of this case that we've learned in the last 3 years, I do believe she posted it. So, I don't know. I guess you could call it like a disclaimer or something. So, only 2 people got a copy of the book before I did that paragraph. If I'm right. Was it 4 or was it 2? I think it was 2. I don't know how many people, like 20 something people got the Kindle before I added that paragraph. So if you have one of them without that paragraph, then you have like one of the first round, but then I added that paragraph. 2? Okay. So there are only 2 people with those hardcovers, or not hardcovers, but those paperbacks. Trying to fix my earring. So I'm distracted. Hold on. Multitasking here. I play with my earrings and then all of a sudden it flew out of my ear. I had a surprise visitor this morning. It was really fun. Talk, 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 talk. So I haven't gotten a lot done today. I wasn't going to do this live and I thought, may as well. I haven't gotten much done anyway. May as well hop on and enjoy talking some more. I'll be interested to learn from you guys after you read it what you think overall compared to what you thought before. Like if there's anything in the book that you look at and go, whoa, wait a minute, really? If you have any aha moments throughout reading it. It seems repetitive about the nut thing, but I think you'll walk away from reading the book with a broader understanding of the whole nut thing. And the fact alone that it's been such a big deal tells us a lot, I think. Highlighters at the ready. You should count how many in my opinions there are, Susie. That'd be funny. And I put the big disclaimer at the front and at the back and on the copyright and everything. Keyword opinion. And I explained about the public stage also because I think people are very confused about that. There's a public stage and there's a public stage. People think that YouTube is a public stage. It isn't. The public stage is an entirely different meaning. And the case of Christopher Watts is on the public stage. Paul says, Sharon, knows all the scumbag attackers. Some of them seem nice. Sharon said, should I not have said that? Said what? Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. You guys should go to law school. Of course, it's good for a psychology degree, too. You have to have your highlighter ready. I know. I actually feel bad when I loan people books because I wonder if they'll be able to get their own gist out of the book or if they're going to be like following my highlighter spots, you know? You know the little book I told you guys to read called A Woman's Worth by Marianne Williamson? That one's highlighted all the way. Paul says, I hope not on library books, Susie. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Getting that email to begin with was so offensive. And then seeing a couple of videos where they're going on and on about stuff. And I'm just like, really? Every time a commercial came on, it was kind of like, yeah, that kind of, you know, dilutes their pretend message. All right, Sharon got a raise. Good job, Sharon. Sharon says, LOL, lots of love. Yeah, we're all like, yay, Sharon got a raise. Oh my gosh, it just went to a 1 hour. Are you kidding me? We just got on here. Yeah, drinks on you, Sharon. Paul says, drinks on you. Okay, let's talk for like another 5-10 minutes, and then let's go ahead and call it a day, you guys. Because I actually do have to accomplish a couple things. Susie says pint for me. Susie's gonna have 6 drinks in 2 hours, right, Susie? Yeah, Paul says you had to work 45 minutes for the book. That's terrible. I'm sorry, you guys. You know what? I used to give my stuff out for free. I used to always, you know, we can thank the scumbag attackers for that. The ones whining about anyone making any money. I used to give the stuff that I wrote out for free to all of our groups. But since the scumbag attackers like to just hover in the shadows, you know, and pull all their crap, it's like, yeah, can't do that anymore. What? I don't get this. What's that mean? Sharon saying, hi, Stabby. And Sharon saying, when I showered Audrey, I earned the book money. Yay. I don't get what you're saying. Yeah, Susie. You've got the collector's edition, right? Sharon says, I'm a home care MM and Audrey's call is 45 minutes. Oh, got it. Okay. Okay. Didn't get what you were saying. Well, I'm sure Audrey appreciates you and I appreciate you. So it's a win-win. Audrey gets to shower. You get to read, in my opinion, over and over again. That will be the name of the next book you watch, in my opinion. I'm almost done with the Darlie Routier one that I'm doing because it's 25 years since the tragedy that took her two sons' lives, Devin and Damon Routier, ages 5 and 6. 25 years ago on June 6th. So I'm almost done with that one. I'm listing off all the reasons why I don't think she should have the death penalty. I don't believe in the death penalty anyway. I guess that's reason number one. Oh, wow. Angie's about 2 hours from Rowlett, Texas. Cool. It'd be interesting the next time you're around there, see if you can find it. Yeah, Sharon, it's I haven't written a Darlie book in a long time. My old ones were just like shorter essays. And this will be more like the Christopher Watts book, where I'm listing off all my reasons why I think what I think. Stuff like even just the fact she was on those diet pills. And but I dig in a little bit more. Like back then, the lending was what we used to call predatory lending. Like they bought that house with practically nothing down. And he was making really good money, like really good money for 2 or 3 years. I think 2 years. He had a good job, and then he started doing like side work, evidently for customers. And then all of a sudden he left his job. Hi, MJ. And oh, Hope for Peace is here. And he left his job. He took one of his co-workers with him to work for him. And then he also took a bunch of customers, which I don't know. You know, people who talk about the case are all like, oh, wow, they were rich. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I think probably what he did is he offered a bunch of his current employers' clients a cheaper rate, which, you know, if you're going to sell something based all on money, then you're going to lose that account based all on money, right? So he, you know, cashed in really well for a couple of years. And in that time frame, they bought that house, they bought a boat, they went on vacations, you know, they spent all sorts of money. And so I even am talking about the predatory lending. And also I'm talking about the war between women at the time. Because remember, it was 1996. And there was a real war between women at the time, between the stay-at-home moms and the career women. And then I also talked about how back then you couldn't go to college. You know how nowadays you can go to college and you can get a loan? Back then they didn't have that going on. They didn't have that stuff going on at all. If you made any money at all, you were screwed. You had to save up whatever it cost for the term, and you had to be able to pay for it at the term, right? Nowadays, people are all going to college without having to worry about it. They just fill out the forms and go to college, right? So Darlie was a high school graduate. She was a stay-at-home mom. And they were talking divorce. The way Darlie said it was they had words between them that evening. But how I know they were talking divorce is because her best friend called me more than once and filled me in on a lot of stuff. And Darlie herself said that she didn't think it would look good down the road in the custody battle if she went for help. She knew she needed help, but it was taboo, evidently, for her to get help. She was afraid it would affect the custody battle. And so those are the reasons, but there's more. Darlie was a childhood, she was sexually abused when she was a child, so she was an adult survivor of childhood sexual abuse. And back then, people didn't talk about it, people didn't get help for it. It wasn't like it is now where everyone's talking about everything and where everything's out in the open. People used to be embarrassed about stuff. They used to have like shame. Now it's like, have you no shame? So there are just so many different reasons, because I think what happened when she stabbed her children, I think she was having a terrible nightmare. And I think that she was reliving her childhood sexual abuse. And I think that when she was stabbing, I don't think she realized she was stabbing her children. I think she was stabbing out in her nightmare. But I put a few other details in there too. Like, did you guys know that afternoon, her husband and her kid sister spent the afternoon together? According to her best friend, who called me and told me, the kid's sister was 15 years old. She was living right there at the house. She was working part-time for the husband. And Darlie, in that afternoon, got a phone call from the auto mechanic, and he was looking for her husband. And she said, call the shop, call his work. And the mechanic said, well, he did, but he wasn't there. So Darlie picked up the phone and called her best friend, who was her husband's one employee, and found out that her husband and her kid sister had left at lunchtime and they hadn't returned. And when she found that out, her best friend's mom was at the house all day. Her best friend had dropped her mom off in the morning, and she was at the house all day, supposedly to do Darlie's laundry. But I would say that's a lot of laundry. If you have someone spending the entire day doing your laundry, really? I mean, come on. It's not like we use washboards at the river. And her mother said that when Darlie got off the phone, after finding out that her husband and kid sister had left for the afternoon, that she started stomping her feet. She was really mad. She started slamming the cupboard doors. And get this is the creepiest part. She started sharpening her kitchen knives. What is it with these true crime cases and kitchen knives? You know what I'm saying? So I think that she had rage. I think she had anger. She also had a couple of other things going on at the same time. Like 4 weeks earlier, she was contemplating suicide. She was crying a lot and she was angry a lot. I received a phone call from a lady whose husband owned the business like 2 doors down. This is what she told me. She said, like, everyone is saying how Darlie was such a great mom and she was so good with her kids and stuff. But this lady said that she used to come screeching into the parking lot. I don't mean screeching, but, barreling into the parking lot. She'd hook up the baby like in a little baby seat right by the door, the back door of the shop. And then she'd tell the older boys to keep an eye on the baby. The older boys were only 5 and 6 years old, and it was a commercial, location. It was a bunch of businesses and then a big shared parking lot, like a long, row of businesses. And She said that when people knew that she was there, that they would watch the boys because they knew she would leave them out in the parking lot to play. And they used to worry that one of the boys would get hit by one of the trucks coming through there or one of the cars coming through there. Yes, Sharon, she was the silly string one. Yep. And there's all sorts of excuses for the silly string, but I personally think the prosecutor was right. The prosecutor said that he saw that on the news. He saw that little silly string clip on the news, and he called up the lead detective and he said, "Tell me again, what is her story?" And they told him what her story was, and it had changed again, evidently, from what he said. And so then they brought her in again for more questioning, and then they arrested her. We're told that during that last time that she was questioned, that the detective said something about, you did this or something, and she said to him, "Well, if I did, I don't remember." According to him, she said, "Well, if I did it, I don't remember." And according to him, she evidently said that like 3 or 4 times. "Well, if I did it, I don't remember." I don't think that's how you would talk, right? I think she did remember. But in fairness to her, I don't think she knew what she was doing at the time. Oh, Paula, you're a sweetie. I don't know if I'm blushing or not, but I bet you I am. Sharon says, "Hope depends on the exchange rate." You guys are going to laugh at me. I have like my favorite friend from law school who's 10,000 times smarter than me. He's like totally smart. He's just way smart. And he and I talk a lot. And when I was talking to him one night, I'm like, "I can't believe it. Somebody bought 100 and whatever books." Or no, I said, "I can't believe it. Somebody paid 100 and something dollars." How did I say it? Well, what happened is I get a report on stuff, right? And I saw that in one country that there was like 100, I think it was 149 bucks. Let me see if I can find it quick. Okay, I was on the phone with him talking away about other stuff. And then I was just clicking on the computer and I'm like, "Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, someone must have bought like 100 and whatever books." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that wasn't there like, last time I checked, like a couple days before. Somebody ordered like 100 books all at once." And then I looked and it's like, wait a minute, it said quantity 1, and this was for a different country, and it was the only purchase from that country. I'm like, this is weird. So they must be charging them $149 for this book, right? And so I was like, oh my gosh, why would anyone pay $149 for books, right? And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I thought that must be terrible in that because the different countries are different. Like all we do is we just plug in the United States one and then it'll automatically fill in all the other ones. And so I'm like freaking out, right? And then my brilliant friend said, "What country is it?" And I said, "India." And then he explained to me that it wasn't $149. I'm like, okay, I'm a dip. I'll go ahead and see if I can find it. Not the $149 book. Oh, did you get one though, Susie? I hope you did. Yeah, exactly. One of my books one time went to $100 and some, which I'm like, I don't think it really did. I think it's just something with the way the whole Amazon and all the bookstores and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anyone ever actually bought it at that at all. I hope not. If they did, I have no doubt they would have returned it and I probably wouldn't have heard about it. But that is a really good book. That is a very good book. What was the other one, too? There was another one. In Sheep's Clothing. What was the other one? A Woman's Worth, but there was another one. You almost have to read them all to get the gist of it all. Let's see here. Do you guys remember what the third one was? It was In Sheep's Clothing, A Woman's Worth, and I think there was another one. Oh, Sharon, that sounds like a really cool book. That's probably like a leather bound, gold edge. Yes, yes. Thank you, Sharon. People of the Lie. Yes, exactly. I know my friend who reads the Civil War stuff, he's really a Civil War guy. He spends 50 to 100 all the time. Nice. Yes, Sharon. That's a good hobby. That's a really good hobby, studying that era. Just imagine what our grandchildren are going to be reading. Meghan Markle, the famous actress who changed the royal family for the good. I'm joking. I don't get out much, but I never heard of her before she married him. And I don't know, is it just me or were people not all that impressed with him to begin with? I know for many years, a lot of people were saying how fortunate England was that William was born first. Same here, Susie. The only thing I ever saw was the clip where she's like throwing some guy up against the books in the library and tearing his tie off. Like, there's a legacy. I don't think that meant famous actress, though, if none of us ever heard of her before. And is it just me, or do you guys get kind of creeped out when you see her looking at him with that look? Like, I'm staring at you, I'm watching every word you say, and I'm doing it with this look on my face like I really adore you, but we both know I am your stalker. Let's do this, you guys. Let's go ahead and hang up for now, and we'll go ahead and catch up in a few days. Yeah, give me your money. Exactly. I'll leave that one up on the thingy for the video, Susie. Give me your money. I did see one thing that was cute. Somebody emailed me this thing, that whole drama that's going on right now, right? One of them, who's in the middle of all sorts of stuff, has on the bottom of her thing, which I think is hilarious because they're accusing her of all sorts of stuff. And I can't remember what it says. It's something like the cult members send me all of your money. That was funny. Oh, that was cute. Hope for Peace says we should start a Bob book club. LOL, lots of love. Good idea. Okay, here we go, Susie. Susie says, night, Grandma and JR. Good night, John Boy. You guys have a really good night. Have a really good rest of your week, and we'll catch up this weekend, okay? I'm putting good night. And then remember, be safe. I'm typing it, so it's taking longer. Good night, Mary Ellen. Oh, wait, my be safe didn't go through. Or did it? Yep, there it is. Be happy. Give me all your money. Now Sharon's saying it. Be healthy. My enter button's taking longer. I'll probably get timed out of my own chat. You watch. And know that you are loved. Everyone have a really good night. Talk to you soon.